Hi, I'm Sue Foley. We're here at the JUNOS in London, 2019. My category was Blues Album of the Year, and so we were nominated for that, and we've just been spending the weekend here in London. Well, I have a special sort of situation because I'm also an instrumentalist and I play lead guitar, and my show is also lead guitar centric. So if my voice is sacrificed or compromised, I can lean on my guitar, which is something I've done in the past, lean on the instrumental part. But if I couldn't do that, I think, kind of across the board, it's all about rest. It's all about hydration and rest. So just hydrate, 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 drink a lot of water, and sleep as much as you can. So for me, there's two aspects of what we do. You know, we're on the road and then we're off the road. And I think when you're on the road, you're under a certain kind of constraints as far as how much you can exercise or how much you can do anything, because you kind of get swept up into the schedule of everything. And a lot of times you don't have time to do anything. You literally don't. So I always just say sleep, sleep, sleep. And hydrate. Not that I want to keep being a broken record, but the other side of that is when you're not on the road, that's sort of when I do my makeup time. Like I really focus on eating well. I try to get to the gym, on a regular basis. I do yoga, and I kind of balance it out that way, because I know once I'm on the road, if I can get 20 minutes for a walk, I'm lucky sometimes. So I think that's just the way I balance it. I try not to push too much into when you're traveling on the road. Like some people be like, yeah, trying to go to the gym and then trying to do a gig. I'm like, no, just your gig is your gym, and that's enough. That's a workout. Rest in between. When you're home, try to do things that counterbalance what you do, because you're basically a little bit beating yourself up physically. I know as a lead guitar player, we are. So I try to counterbalance that by having good posture, doing yoga, taking care of my upper body, especially. I first started getting into yoga actually when I had my son. I was a young mother and wanted to get into shape after having a baby, and I'd always wanted to do yoga, and I was sort of more planted because I wasn't touring so much at the time, so actually I could study yoga at the time, so that worked out good. I think yoga it works really well because you can do it in hotel rooms, you can do it when you have 5 minutes, you can do it in the backstage, you can do it in an airplane, right? You can do a little stretch, get up and do a couple of asanas or moves or something. So yeah, it's just a really good thing to be able to take with you anywhere, and especially the breathing. So I've studied several kinds of yoga, from the more rigorous sort of Ashtanga power yoga styles to just a straight vinyasa, and then Iyengar yoga, which is really good for just posture, and that really helped me was Iyengar yoga, because you really spend time in the postures and you can really get in touch with your body and how it's supposed to be aligned, because I think alignment has a lot to do with even your mental state. If your alignment is good, everything falls into place. And Kundalini yoga, I've done that for the breathing, and that really helps with stress and tension and anxiety, right? If you know how to do some of those breathing exercises. So yeah, it's all good. I love it. You know what? I think when you're starting out, I'm not sure I would say avoid burnout. I think what you need to do and what you do when you're young is you find where your limitations are. Like you'll push yourself to the end and say, okay, there it is, Okay, I know I can't go past that point. And I don't think you can really do that. Anybody can tell you about that, right? That is just a point you have to decide where it is. Like I could say, oh, don't do this or don't do that or don't push yourself. But until you've pushed yourself past that point, and I don't mean the point where you're actually going to hurt yourself, or do permanent damage. Obviously, I would never, avoid hard drugs. I mean, avoid hard liquor and cigarettes, but you never know these things until you've pushed yourself. Like I didn't know when I was young that I can only, if I have too many gigs in a row, I will suffer mentally, I will suffer physically, and the show will eventually suffer too. So I know now from experience, but when I was young, I didn't know that. So I would like let them book me until infinity, and then I'd be like falling apart or having a nervous breakdown, and then you're like, okay, now I know. I'm like, oh, no. I'm going out for this. But a lot of this is just wisdom and knowing where your body's limitations are and what you can handle. So wisdom, time.